The very core of each political alliance is how to deceive the so-called ally. Relations between Turkey and Pakistan make no exception. Officially, the two countries have a marvellous association, but in reality, Ankara and Islamabad support each other merely verbally. At the same time, Turkey is trying to preserve and even improve relatively good economic relations with Pakistan's archenemy India, while Pakistan often succumbs to pressure from Turkey's major Middle Eastern rival, Saudi Arabia. I'm your host Kasim, and thanks for joining me for another KJ vid. In this video we will discuss if Turkey and Pakistan are really allies. I'd also like to take this opportunity to encourage you to visit our website kjvids.co.uk and sign up to our subscription plan, which will give you unlimited access to our content and the full transcripts of all of our video reports and a lot more analysis. On the 2nd April 1954, Pakistan and Turkey signed a treaty of friendship and cooperation. Both countries, valued as important states in their regions, joined the Central Treaty Organization, aimed to bolster military and strategic cooperation and counter the spread of communism and Soviet influence in the region. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, Pakistan serves as China's only link to the oil-rich Middle East, while Turkey, under President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, is trying to portray itself as a defender of Muslims worldwide, which is meant to shore up Erdogan's support at home just as much as abroad. Saudi Arabia, on the other hand, has fashioned itself as the leader of the Muslim world, with Saudi kings using the title custodian of the two holy mosques. Both Turkey and Saudi Arabia seem to enjoy quote-unquote defending Muslims and fighting for interests of the Muslim world. As Foreign Policy wrote in 2009, there is one big problem with addressing the Muslim world: it does not exist. There is no unified Muslim world. As a theological reference, the global Muslim community known as the Ummah is vaguely analogous to the belief that all Christians are part of the body of Christ. It is a powerful spiritual metaphor, but has very little to do with the political reality on the ground, where Turkey and Saudi Arabia are de facto rivals. Pakistan is trying to preserve good ties with both of them. It is also worth noting that Riyadh, along with Beijing, helped Islamabad get past a massive cash crunch that threatened to push the country towards declaring bankruptcy. It is also worth mentioning that the Turkish leader, during his meeting with Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan in February this year, used several completely non-political terms such as global fraternity, brotherly relations and brotherly nations. Talking about Turkish-Pakistani relations, he even pledged to preserve the eternal brotherhood forever. In reality, however, the existing trade volume between the two countries has dropped drastically from $1.08 billion to $792 million after the imposition of a protective textile duty by Turkey. On the other hand, as of 2015, the bilateral trade between Turkey and India stood at $6.26 billion, and the trade volume was over $7.4 billion in 2018. The same pattern can be seen in the Balkans, where Turkey is also talking about protection of Muslims and brotherly ties with fellow Muslims in the region, but at the same time it is investing money in countries dominated by Orthodox Christian populations. Still, Turkey has long been considered as an economic and political model for Pakistan. Reportedly by 2017, Turkish investment in Pakistan surpassed $1 billion, which is relatively modest compared to Turkish cooperation with India, as Ankara and New Delhi target $10 billion of trade volume this year. However, Turkey has continued to pursue projects in Pakistan, such as the export of its Metrobus rapid transit system. Pakistan's Prime Ministerial Advisor on Commerce and Investment, Abdul Razak Dawood, said the two countries would begin talks to finalise the free trade agreement in April. Dawood also said that Pakistan has asked Turkey to persuade its entrepreneurs to either outsource its industrial units and invest in export-oriented sectors in Pakistan and take advantage of the free trade agreement with China. Under the agreement, both Pakistan and China will liberalise 75% of total tariff lines for each other in a period of 10 years, and Turkish entrepreneurs can take advantage of it by investing in export-oriented sectors in Pakistan. Moreover, Pakistan's Imran Khan recently invited Turkey to get involved in China's Pakistan Economic Corridor in a bid to stretch the implementation of mega projects across the countries. It is worth noting that Turkey is already actively involved in direct business with China. China-Turkey bilateral trade reached $23 billion in 2018, according to the Turkish Statistics Office, making China Turkey's third largest trading partner. Over the past 2 years, Turkey and Pakistan have signed mega defence pacts, making Ankara the second largest arms supplier to Islamabad after Beijing. Most notably, in 2018, Pakistan purchased $1.5 billion worth of 30 Turkish-made T-129 attack helicopters. Earlier this year, the bilateral exercises took place in the Indian Ocean off Pakistan, and since last month have moved to the eastern Mediterranean, where Turkey seeks to start gas exploration. By participating in the military exercises, Pakistan demonstrated its support to Turkey, which angered Greece, as Athens claims the sea drill took place in its territorial waters. In return, President Erdogan spoke in Pakistan's parliament about the situation in Kashmir, which resulted in India issuing a strong démarche to Turkey, even though the Turkish leader did not specifically say that the disputed territory should belong to Pakistan or be independent. Instead, he called for a compromise. Today, the issue of Kashmir is as close to us as it is to you. A solution will serve the interests of all parties concerned. Turkey will continue to stand by justice, peace and dialogue in the resolution of the Kashmir issue, Erdogan said. Pakistan supports Turkey in its conflict with the Kurdistan Workers' Party, while Turkey supports Pakistan regarding the status of Kashmir. In both cases, however, it is nothing more than a verbal support. According to Professor A.K. Pasha, Associate Dean of the School of International Studies at the Jawaharlal Nehru University, India had kept the Turks on a short leash by supporting the Greek Cypriots at the UN. So it was a quid pro quo, give and take, that we will not raise the invasion and occupation by Turkey of northern Cyprus, and Turkey will not raise the Kashmir issue at the international forums, Pasha said. Historically, Pakistan's foreign policy has encompassed difficult relations with India, especially on the core issue of Kashmir, over which it has fought 2 wars. On the other hand, some analysts believe that Turkey, a member of the Nuclear Suppliers Group, can play a key role in ensuring the entry of India to the elite group and can cooperate with India's ambitious plan for a Dhaka, Kolkata, Delhi, Islamabad, Tehran, Istanbul rail network linking 6 countries. That might be the reason why Ankara is trying to act as an ally of Pakistan in such a way that it does not ruin its growing trade relations with India. Some analysts argue that for Turkey, Pakistan is an ally in the process. The so-called alliance between the 2 countries has largely been ceremonial in nature and has yielded little in the way of significant concrete results. According to TRT World Research Centre's Raval Mohideen, both countries are part of restive yet dynamic neighbourhoods, with powerful neighbours and ongoing conflicts threatening to spill and in some cases spilling into their borders. Some Israeli analysts fear that strengthening ties with Pakistan may allow Ankara to access to nuclear technology. The flourishing defence relationship with its possible nuclear connection in turn takes place within a broader context, the Jerusalem Post said. In reality, however, it is unlikely that major nuclear powers such as the United States and Russia will allow Turkey to develop nuclear weapons with or without Pakistan's help. That's all for today guys, thanks for watching another KJ vid. I hope you enjoyed this video and would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Please don't forget to visit our website and subscribe to kjvids.co.uk for unlimited access to all of our content. Thanks for watching again and see you next time.